Hello, my name is Anita Twumasi-Ankrah. You're welcome to the session of Talking Tech, Women and Girls in ICT. I'm delighted to be representing AmaliTech Training Academy, and I'm excited to be having a discussion about tech and tech careers with Lilian Cavalet, who is a software developer at SAP. Talking Tech is a series celebrating girls and women in tech being recorded around the world between Girls in ICT Day 2020 and Girls in ICT Day 2022. Girls in ICT Day is an international day marked on the fourth Thursday of each April. In 2021, Girls in ICT Day is on 22nd April. The objectives of Girls in ICT Day are to help create a global environment that empowers and encourages girls and young women to consider studies and careers in the growing field of information and communication technologies. The Talking Tech series is brought to you by ITU, UNICC, and the Office of the UN Secretary General's Envoy on Youth, and is in support of Equals, the global partnership for gender equality in the digital age. AmaliTech Training Academy is pleased to be a partner on this session today as part of its efforts to create balance in the tech industry with regards to gender. The series is aimed at sparking the interest of girls and younger women and inspiring them with information about a range of ICT careers that can be had, bringing before a broader audience some of the role model women in tech and sharing information about their career journeys and work, offering diverse examples of how ICT is being used to support achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals and other UN goals, showcasing initiatives that are working with girls to support them in ICT studies or future ICT careers, providing girls and young women in tech with leadership opportunity to represent and promote a girls in tech organization with which they are involved and promote it to a broader international audience. Now let's begin the session for real. I'm going to introduce AmaliTech Training Academy. AmaliTech is an organization focused on equipping young people in Ghana, in Africa as a whole, with digital skills, which include software development, software testing, and data science. AmaliTech creates equal opportunity to all and puts a lot of efforts into making sure that girls are encouraged to join the tech train and to pursue careers in ICT. And being a woman, one of the few women here in AmaliTech, I thought this project would be a great opportunity to also get motivated and to share my thoughts on this particular subject as well. For more information about AmaliTech, visit www.amalitech.org. Now, I am psyched to get answers to the questions I have in my head. So I will allow Lilian to introduce herself and then we'll get to the questions.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Lilian, and I work as a software developer for SAP. Actually, my graduation and background is in mathematics, but I changed my career back in 2018, and I'm here to talk a bit about how I changed to this IT career.
Great. Okay. Such a transition, mathematics to IT. So let's begin with this. When and how did you get into technology?
So, as I already mentioned, I started pursuing a mathematics career, actually an academic career, back in 2011. And back when I started my master's degree, I started to wondering if that academic career was what I really wanted, because the mathematics have this thing that you need to do proofs of theorems, and I was not into about it. I was looking for some applications or something more tangible that I could do to change other people's lives. So I started to think that maybe an academic career for me didn't make sense that time. So that's why I started to pursue another career. I looked for other things I could do, and now I ended up in technology, basically on software development. And I think I found myself here.
Okay. That's a pretty exciting transition, as I said. So, what has your path been like from there? From mathematics to now. What have you been involved in?
When I started to pursue another career besides mathematics, I started to looking for clues or maybe help of my friends to try to understand what I would like to do, because I knew that I didn't want to work with mathematics. I didn't know where I would like to work. So I started to wondering what I could do, maybe do some shadowing. I talked with some friends on psychology, some friends on neuroscience, and I do some shadowings, ask for something to read to try to understand if the health area was something that I would like to do. It ended up me joining a graduation on biomedical informatics. So actually, I changed from mathematics to something more practical as I wished. But at the end, I found out that I don't like actually this bio world. I prefer the informatics one, and that's how I ended up being a software developer. So basically,
Okay.
this is my career path.
Okay, okay. So currently we know you are a software developer, but could you be more specific? Tell us more about your job and what you do.
Yeah, sure. Basically, I am a programmer. I develop software, and I do a lot of research. I think this is the best part of what I do in my job, because I think it's a love that I had when I was in mathematics, which is doing research, and now in IT I have this same research in a different way. Back in mathematics, I need to do research to prove new theorems, for example. But now in IT, I can do research to understand how systems work and try to use this technology someone developed inside my work, so I can apply something that I learned to make another system maybe and help others with it. So this is the best part of doing my job, which is the research and the learning of new things to transform and build another thing. So this is really fun.
Okay. As I keep saying, your transitioning was quite interesting. So could you tell us more about how smooth it was or how challenging it was to transition from academia to, the IT field?
Yeah, actually, it was not easy because, as I mentioned it, I didn't know where to go. I knew that I didn't want to stay there, so it was really difficult because I was kind of blind and touching the things to try to understand myself. So it was really a journey to understand myself, understand the things that I really liked, and try to do what I love, even if I didn't know what I loved back in that time. So it was really difficult. It was a challenge because I wasn't sure of anything. So
Okay.
it
Yeah.
sometimes can be frustrating, I know, but it's valid because you can learn about yourself, and then your next choices will be more assertive.
Yeah. That's actually the phase I think I find myself in currently because I just like you, maybe back then, I find it difficult knowing exactly what I want to do at this point. But hopefully, this interview is going to, help me somehow, get somewhere. For those who are out there, in other fields who would, the girls in other fields who would love to transition to IT, what would you suggest they do to make their transitioning a lot less challenging than you had yours?
For me, it worked trying to understand myself. I think the understanding yourself will help a lot. So if you can do anything, you have to try to understand yourself. Don't know, maybe do some painting because you like to draw and try to understand how happy it makes you. It would be a good way to understand if this career path you are willing to pursue will work for you or not. Because if you ask other people how they feel about their jobs, you end up with their perception, which might not work for you, which also happened to me, because I ended up with a bioinformatics course, which I don't like the bio part. But I needed to do some courses, for example, anatomy, to see that no, it's not for me. So I think the advice here is to look for something that you love, and if you start seeing that you don't love this thing anymore, try to change it, make some adjustments to keep the flame, or you can even shift everything like I did, changing from this theoretical field to something more applied.
The key is to understand yourself, find what you love, explore. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. So, what do you love the most about what you do currently, your job? What do you really love about it?
I think I already said a bit about why I love it. Is basically the research. I
Yes.
I am a person that loves to research and learn new things. When I was a child, I love a site called Stumbled Upon, and we are just hitting a button and you are learning new things, all different things. So I really enjoyed this kind of things, and I think working in IT is the best place to have this opportunity to learn new things. And every time you see a new language was created, a new framework, and you have a lot of things to experiment. So I think this is the best part. You have a lot of opportunities. It's the best and the worst, because you have a lot of opportunities, you have a lot of things to see, and how you can choose about this sea of new things that you can understand. So it's difficult to manage, but it's awesome to have all these opportunities.
The learning part, it's actually very true because since I started here, there are a whole lot of things, and that can get very confusing sometimes. The bad part, as you said, because you don't know what to do, exactly what to choose from the numerous options that you have.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, the next question I'd love to ask is, are there any things that you've done with IT that you're really proud of? Could you give us an example or two?
Of course. So as I mentioned, I like to learn, but also I like to share what I learned. So I am also engaging on things like share knowledge, do presentations, and something like that. So the two things I am most proud of are two presentations. One I did in SAP for user assistance on SAP, and it was about Java basics. And the other one I did was for Dev Java Growth, which is a community of girls here in my city, and I presented them with Java annotations. So this is the two presentations I did for a huge public, which I could share a bit about my knowledge.
You just enjoy learning, and sharing your knowledge. Honestly, this is as I said, you're one of the few people who actually love to learn. And I really admire that about you. Are there other things that you do apart from your job, other activities outside IT that you do?
Yeah, actually, I just started to learn watercolor. It was a childhood dream, and now it came true.
Okay.
So I am really proud of it.
So watercolor, what is it about exactly? Could you, explain it a bit further? Is it about drawing or
Yeah,
something of the sort?
it's
Okay.
painting. It's painting actually.
Painting. Okay.
Yeah, you have a color, and to paint you need to add water, and you can paint.
Is there anything that you'd love to say further? Any advice, final words to to the young girls out there like me, those of us starting out? Any advice for us as we proceed on our journey in IT?
Yeah, sure. The advice I would like to give is the advice I wish I had back when I started on IT, which is to read the Clean Code book by Uncle Bob. This is kind of the basic and the book that everybody asks you when you join a company in IT, that, oh, you learn how to write clean code. And this book is all about how to write a code in a better way, like doing some activities that can make your code more readable to your other colleagues. So it's really helpful, and I wish someone told me this before I joined the first internship I joined, because it is amazing, this book, and it really helps you understand uh, what you as a developer needs to do to write your code. Also, I would like to recommend to study about the Agile Manifest and also Scrum, because these are the basic dynamics we have in an enterprise, for example. And when you ask for a job in IT, you end up working with this type of framework. So my advice is learn Agile, Scrum, and the clean code before starting a software developer position, because when you started with these tools, you are more prepared to evolve on your career.
I'll keep those in mind and maybe reach out to you for a more comprehensive list.
Yeah, sure. I will be happy to
Okay.
help.
That's great. Before we wrap up, there was one question that I wanted to ask. IT is a male-dominated field. There are a lot of men. So do you think there are some stereotypes? Some sort of discrimination against women? Could you share any of such experiences, or even if you've seen it happen, not that to you directly, but could you, share such any experience like this with us?
Yeah, sure. Uh, when I was in mathematics, I think I didn't see it actually, because my teachers back in the high school and middle school are all women. So for me, it was clear that a woman could be a mathematician, because my teachers they are my role model. So for me, in mathematics, I didn't see that. But now in IT and joining a few groups few groups of girls in IT, I can see that it's different in this case, because sometimes we can see that different roles are offered to different genders. So
Okay.
I can see that there's this difference.
And those roles, could you be more specific? Some of the roles that women are assigned to usually because they are women.
The ones that I see is about the make women's work more with something more human related, maybe taking notes or doing some kind of management of people, more this human part.
I have even observed that myself. Sometimes in meetings, it's expected. It's just like a silent expectation that women will take the notes or the minutes. And yeah, I can really relate. So thank you very much, Lilian, for sharing your experiences and your thoughts with us. So this is where we actually wrap up. Thank you so much, viewers, for sticking with us to the end. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.